Good morning, past traders. It's Stuart here. Just starting the recording of the video backtesting the past strategy, as I mentioned in the forum last night. First of all, I apologise in advance about the sound quality. I'm just using the inbuilt microphone on my laptop, so it's not great, but hopefully it will be good enough to get some benefit from this. And on that note, I mean, I hope that we do get some benefit from seeing some backtesting live. I know that I find it very useful, especially with a strategy like the past strategy, where you could potentially be holding trades for, at least a number of weeks, if not months, before you really see the full potential of a given trade, and that can be very hard to test in a live environment because it takes a long time for something to play out. So yeah, that's the reason I'm doing it. It also keeps me honest with myself while I'm doing my backtesting. It means I don't cheat because I feel I'm more accountable for what I'm doing. So that's the reasons behind doing it. I hope people find it helpful. I've decided to do the dollar CAD and the pound yen, and we'll do them simultaneously. I've found in the past that just backtesting one pair for this strategy, you can find yourself trying to trade something that you probably wouldn't do in a live environment, just because you're only testing that pair, so your only option is to trade that pair. Ideally, I'd love to do more than two at a time, but you can't see it all on a screen, and it just takes too long to load the past data. So I'm using Forex Tester 2 software, which basically means I can select a period in the past, upload the data, and then essentially play that in real time, which means we can get through a much longer period of time in a shorter period of time, hence the reason I'm doing it that way, rather than just scrolling back through charts on MetaTrader, which I find it's really easy just to see the ones that did work. So for example, here you've got this pin bar up here, you can see that worked, so you would maybe pretend you were trading that. However, let's get started. So dollar CAD and pound yen. I'm going to start by doing a little bit of analysis on the monthly chart. You've got a flip zone here, so it was support here, turned to resistance here, and it looks as if it's rejecting this level again on the monthly. There was a monthly downtrend, well and truly broken back here. So looks like certainly the current price action is indicating that it's going up, but we do have some big wicks at this level here, so shorts may even be on the cards. Time will tell. On the yen, pound yen, there's a level here. We've also got the beginnings. We can draw a trend line down there. If we ever come back up to test this, I might be interested in shorts at that level as well. Get another, this is a zone here where I'd interest in shorts. And going back to the start of the data that I have available to me, which is here. This is the January 2009, by the way, that I'm starting on for both of these pairs. Back to dollar CAD, onto the weekly chart. If we scroll out a bit here, we can see that there is a trend line that can be drawn up there. And we're clearly struggling at these levels higher up. I'm just going to clean this up. So for the purposes of today, monthly trend line is going to be browny colour, and weekly trend line is going to be this crimson colour. I'll use daily trend lines as green, 4-hourly trend lines as a blue colour, and hourly trend lines as an orange colour. I find it helps keep me consistent, and then when I'm in the lower time frame charts I know what trend lines I'm at. Back to the monthly. So this was a monthly horizontal line. And this is a weekly horizontal line as well. Okay, so a big strong move up here on the weekly chart. Go back to pound yen. And we'll look at the weekly on that as well. Potential channel there. This one there on the weekly. So quite happy with those levels. I know that Nigel has discussed in the forum that he doesn't pay too much attention to where the signal candle happens on the higher time frame charts, but personally I quite like to look at it. It just gives me a reason that I think that something might be about to turn, but each to their own. Right, so looking at them side by side, let's start moving along. So pressing this button here, I just skip forward a week at a time. Okay. Pound yen, big strong move down on the pound yen here. A small pin there. Struggling to close below this level here. This is not a good enough preceding trend for me. It may very well work out, but I'm more interested in the pound yen there at that particular time. So let's just get a new chart up. We'll start on the daily. So on the daily we can see that we have broken the daily downtrend and we're consolidating here. And there is a 4-hour trend line that we can potentially trade from. See if there's anything on the hour. Nothing really any better than the 4-hour, but we might get a better entry. So Okay. So this is the weekly signal I'm trading here on the pound yen. We'll skip forward now hour by hour. Whoa, big gap there by the looks of things over the weekend. But it's a bear, it's the first candle is a bear candle, so I would probably leave that alone. Now I'm getting interested. How's the weekly looking? Still okay. We're not doing anything with the dollar CAD at the moment. Right, potential here for a trade to go long. I'm going to use half a lot for each of my trades today in this testing session. I've started with a balance of 10,000. So it's not, it takes too long to try and work out what 1% of my account is for each individual trade. So pound yen we know is quite a high daily range. I mean that from there to the base of that pin is 111 pips, which is really quite large for what we're looking to trade. And there is this unfilled gap at the moment, so I'm not going to enter yet. Okay. Weekly's not looking good at the moment, however, there's this area down here which is really where this up move started, and we're at it at the moment. .15-minute trend line, pretty aggressive. Let's see how it does. So I'm on a 15-minute chart now. Nope. Okay, we're right at the base of the pin. It's probably a break below. The bears don't look as if they're giving up just yet. Okay. Another big move there. CAD is looking okay. But if I see this here, I'm not going to continue to trade that for the time being. So we'll back onto the weekly charts. Oops. Okay. Dollar CAD, we're at the top of this range. bit of a preceding trend there. So this is the weekly chart in the dollar CAD. Projecting from this level here could be worth looking at. This is the daily. Nice trend line there in the daily chart. We've got kind of a head and shouldery type pattern here on the 4-hourly chart. Nothing better on the hourly chart. So a break of the green daily trend line or a retest of this blue 4-hourly trend line could be interesting. And again, it's this pin bar on the weekly chart that I'm looking at. It's not the best setup in the world, but nonetheless, that's okay. So scrolling on in the hourly chart now. Okay, bouncing off the daily trend line. Nothing yet. So here we've broken the daily trend line, albeit not hugely convincingly. Weekly's still looking okay. Yen's got nothing of interest at the moment. I'd like to see a better break of this trend line here. Like that. Okay, what's the 4-hour looking like? See that looks like a nice break in the 4-hour. Stop loss above this level here. Sell. Okay. Taken out straight away for a loss. Never mind. You live to trade another day. Now it's gone, but it's too big. So maybe a retest of this line here, if possible, or a new trend line developing. The weekly still looks good for a drop. This is the 15-minute chart. This is pretty aggressive, but Okay, how do we look on the hourly? I'm going to give it a try. Stop. Stop above here. I'd be happy at. Not looking good. Okay, some movement now. I'd like to get to break even. Right, I think it's hourly chart. Time to get to break even. Definitely. Weekly still looking bearish. Problem with this trade is realistically how far is it going to go? It may come down to here, but there's a lot of consolidation in here. Anyway, regardless, it's break even time. So let's stop at break even now. And out to break even. Never mind. Let's get rid of this line here. What happened there? Try again. Okay, break even again, I think. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere particularly quickly. Could be trying to come up with, you can see there's a kind of a descending line here, which maybe it is looking to come up and retest. Out again at break even. Okay, there's an hourly line has been broken. But I think I'm a bit late. A bit late at the party. That could be interesting. Stop above the pin, sell. And a loss. The question is, do I want to continue to trade this pin bar here? The 15-minute line has been broken. Try it again. Probably be the last attempt on this particular setup for the time being anyway. And stopped out. Okay. Abandon that at the moment. Right, we'll move on in the weekly. Another pin on the dollar CAD. Big bullish candle on the weekly. Look at this. Maybe I gave up too soon. There we go. That's what happens. If we get a nice signal around about here to go long, I'd be interested. Nope. Okay. But there is the monthly looking. Pretty bearish. Strong weekly preceding trend. Didn't quite engulf that, but we do have rejection of these lower levels there, which ties in with these wicks up here. There's also was basing around at this level here, so there is support within this zone here. I think this could be worthwhile looking at for a long. What's the daily showing? Right, let's move all of this. Delete. Okay, there's a steep daily trend line there. And not quite so steep daily trend line there. Anything on the 4 hour that we can see? A break and retest of this 4 hour line. So we broke it here and retested and we're rallying. I don't think the 1 hour is going to give us much else to work with. So however, I might be interested at this green trend line on an hourly chart. Let's skip along. Okay, we're at the trend line and a break. Let's give it a shot. So this time we're buying. Taking it. I hate those situations where you come into a break of a line and you've already come a fair distance on the hourly chart. I don't like it when that happens. So what I probably should have done is wait for some sort of rejection from this daily trend line, which there is likely to be. So I think that was, we'll chalk that one up as a bit of a mistake. Still looks okay on the weekly. So I would consider going long again. Right. Here we've got an hourly trend line. Which ties in nicely with this ascending trend line that's been created since from the lows. Support or resistance turned support here as well. Let's try a buy again here. I'll stop below the swing. Come on. Never mind. Okay. I'm trying again. Okay, let's get to break even now. Break that daily line. Come on, break it. Don't stop me out, you bugger. Okay, stopped out again. Let's zoom out to the 4 hour again here. Reacting to the daily trend line. the hourly chart. You see, the problem with this new trend line that I've drawn is this daily trend line at the moment is holding up pretty well. It's pretty aggressive to go long against into that. So I'm going to wait until the green one goes again. Right. Try again. Break even. Right. Okay, so far it seems to be working out okay. I think we'll 4 hour. Okay. We're quite well established in that position now. Let's go back to where I entered. We're up about 372 pips at the moment, with a high of 455 pips. How's my balance looking? It's taking me back into positive at the moment. Okay, I think don't want to over analyze it on the short-term charts. So let's move on the weekly. Boom, straight out for break even. Never mind. Sorry. Another pin at this level. But that would be cheating, because I'd already moved past it. Okay, let's look at this on the weekly. On the pound yen. Got a nice, I mean the weekly trend is down, although it's been up there for the past several weeks. Bearish engulfing. Do we have a possible short opportunity on the pound yen? This is the daily chart. Better trend line, I think. Potential short off the blue line. How's that looking? I've seen better setups, to be honest, but rejection of this high, back in line with the downtrend. I would have liked to have seen it up here, to be fair. It's maybe worth a shot though. So onto the early. Boom. Let's just take it. Break even time, I think. Looks as if I missed that pin bar on the weekly chart. Maybe the pound yen will work out, and maybe it won't. And it won't. There's a retest. Try again. Break even. No. Try again. Break even. our pin. No. Let me try that. Break even. We're not getting very far here, but we're not losing a great deal either, which is always good. Again at break even. Try again. Break even. Okay. Weekly. Let's skip forward on the daily on the pound yen. Okay. It's an opposing pin bar. Sold up here, and stop above there, and now 300 pips profit. Okay. Beginning to go a bit better now for me. So we'll move forward on the weekly on the pound yen. And that is a very small pin bar, but it is at a level. The daily's not looking too bad, but I think what I'm going to do here is, I'm up. A 1,000 pips. Okay, I think it's time to start looking at protecting what I've got. On the pound yen, so this is a daily trend line here. I think stop there is still over 1,000 pips profit, and it still gives me the chance that this could go a bit further. Out we are. But just look at that, what that one trade has done to my balance. We were down about 2,000, I think the lowest point of about £8,000, up to 14,000. Started at 10. So that just shows what one of those moves can do. Right, beginning to run out of time a little bit here, so although that's a nice looking pin bar on the dollar CAD, let's try that, and then we will probably call it quits for the day. So let me delete all these objects, zoom out a little bit on the daily chart. Okay. There's a really steep trend line there. What's the 1 hour giving us? Is it giving us an opportunity? I think it might be. So a break of this hourly trend line and I will be going long. So we're on the hourly chart now. Poof. Long, let's go long. Hovering about, so let's get to break even. Taking it. What's the weekly looking like now? Still looks good. How do we get back in? That's the question. There ain't much yet. Okay. Couple of options there. It's not the greatest break of a trend line I've ever seen, but let's try it. Come on, move up. Okay, break even. How are we looking on the weekly? Still pretty good. We've got there's a 35 pip stop. We're up 138. Not enough yet to be thinking about taking profits, so move on up to the daily. So far so good on the daily. Not so good. I'm out, but out at break even. Okay guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up just now for today's video. I hope you found it interesting. Let's just have a look at the overall results then. So a total of 16 trades. Only one was profitable. 14 losses. It doesn't tell you break-even trades, etc. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know I think at least probably half of the losses were break-even losses, which is what it's all about, guys. Protect your capital. I had one profitable trade, and that one profitable trade netted me £4,500 in profit. So the profit probability is basically the win rate, which is 7%. A 7% win rate, and I still added 50% to the account, nearly 46.45. I think that in itself speaks volumes for this strategy. I don't even think I particularly traded that well. It's just you get on a winner and you go with it, and it just knocks all those losers out the park. This was what I was hoping was going to happen in this video, so I'm pleased it has. We did have a bit of drawdown to begin with. That's to be expected. But something also to bear in mind is that I was using a position size that was probably too big for the account equity. So our drawdown would have been less, and also the overall profit would have been less. I hope this has helped. If you think it has, then I'd be quite happy to do another video at some point. It's I do this sort of testing anyway, so quite happy to record it. Anyway, hope you enjoy it, guys. Any feedback would be more than welcome on the forum, and we'll speak to you all soon. Happy trading. Thanks.